Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video today we are comparing two different MiSTer setups. On the left hand side you can see my original DE10-Nano that has been manufactured from Jurassic, and I put together, and that's what I've been using for a number of years. And on the right hand side we can see the SuperStation one, which is the latest DE10-Nano alternative to go into a console in dedicated form from Retro Remake. Now the reason I'm doing this video, I did a live stream having a look at the SuperStation 1 and the Sega Saturn core. Now what happened, we know, so I've known for a long time, even with my original DE10-Nano, that the 3D fighting games struggle. There's slowdown in there that you don't, for example, get in a dual SD-RAM setup. I've done side-by-sides before with a dual SD-RAM setup and a single SD-RAM setup, and yes, for a few games there are some advantages. So you have to kind of ask yourself, if you're getting into FPGA gaming and the main thing that you want to play is 3D fighters on the Saturn, then hey, you might want to get yourself a dual SD-RAM setup. When I bought my MiSTerFPGA, I had the choice of either go dual RAM or go single SD-RAM. Even though I never had a CRT kicking about, I was like, no, I want the single SD-RAM. I'll sacrifice the extra performance where you may get it in very, very limited cores and very, very limited games, because most of the stuff that I like and I want works on single SD-RAM, and I want the analog output. So it's completely up to you. But this isn't a fault of a particular device. It's not the fault of my original DE10-Nano. It's not the fault of the SuperStation 1. This is just a limitation of running these high intensity, these hectic cores on a single stick of RAM. That dual SD-RAM gives it a little bit extra oomph, and these games run at full speed, if not better speed. So guys, there you go. You can see both of them. Feel free to pause it, go with what you like. The timers are up there. Now what I've done with this is I've had the same logic. I've played this every game that you're seeing. All I did was press the punch button and move a few directions. I didn't press kick once. I didn't press block once. I just kind of went through it. That was my logic. And I started the game on the same frame of animation, and then when the second game begins, I've just done a little bit of an edit. So the second game, when the first round kicks in, it starts on the same frame of animation as well, just to see how much of a difference there is. Both of these have slowdown, guys. If you're using single SD-RAM and you're using the Sega Saturn core, some of the 3D games are going to give you slowdown. But let me move over to the next game now. So this was Dead or Alive. We had a look at this, and it does run slowly on both. But we're going to move over to Fighters Megamix now. And here we have a Fighters Megamix, and you can see straight away that this is definitely slow. And I'd recommend anyone out there, if you really, really want these games on FPGA and you want them in the best possible way, then yeah, you need a dual SD-RAM setup, something that the SuperStation 1 cannot deliver. But how many people are getting a SuperStation 1 just for these games? I mean, me personally, I'm a 2D fighting guy, so I know CPS 1, CPS 2, the Neo Geo stuff works on it. I'm happy with that single SD-RAM, and it is absolutely fab. But just kind of to reiterate, this isn't something that only affects the SuperStation 1. It affects every single MiSTerFPGA or every single DE10-Nano that you can get that only has single SD-RAM. So if you buy a QM Tech one, if you buy the MiSTer Multi-System 2, all of those have single SD-RAM. They will suffer from exactly the same issues. Let me move over to the third game quickly, because Last Bronx is really, really interesting. I found something out while making this video which I thought was actually very fascinating. This game here is called Last Bronx. I don't know why, I kind of feel like watching a Bronx Tale just because I heard the word Bronx. So what I did over here, some of the games, like even Virtua Fighter has that, but Virtua Fighter runs alright, so I didn't run that. I wanted to run the ones that we know have slowdown. So this over here is a game called Last Bronx, and in the menu you have got an option to go into watch mode, and when you pick watch mode you pick some characters and they fight. But what was really interesting was I could pick characters in this. In Virtua Fighter you can't, and all I did was I pressed like A, and that's what I've done in all the games. I picked the first character, I just went to default options just so I could remember what I did. I mean, I can't forget not moving like the D-pad anywhere and just spamming one button to get exactly where I got to. But what was interesting in this, the two characters that you pick first, what is it, Yasuka and Joe, when you put it in watch mode, it carries out the exact same sequence, like the exact same. I thought it would be like random fighting, but it's not. So what's interesting over here is, for example now, okay, let me just rewind that a little bit, and there's a reason for that, right? If we pause it now, we can see on the original DE10-Nano, the timer's gone down to 2076. And on the SuperStation one, it's gone down to 2083. I mean, we are talking like milliseconds here, guys, like milliseconds. So again, I didn't do any editing with this one. So this one, I just let it run its course because it was doing exactly the same thing, right? I was like, okay, there's no point in restarting the round in exactly the same place. It is going through the sequence. It does look really, really cool. I mean, I had to double check when I was making the video that I didn't make a mistake and I wasn't playing exactly the same video in like both sections of the editing, but they weren't exactly the same one. They are different ones. So original DE10-Nano and the SuperStation one. This, I don't know about you guys, but I find this fascinating that it just carries out the same set of instructions. I really thought it would just do like random kind of fights, but there you go. That's kind of in there. Let's give it a pause now, see what the timer is now. So there you go. On the original one it's 1638 and on the SuperStation one it's 1668. So remember guys, these are games that are not playing at their full speed anyway on any DE10-Nano that you can get. So for anyone out there that thinks the SuperStation one is defective, it is not. Like, I've done plenty of testing on there, I've done streams on it, I've run plenty of stuff on it, and everything just works absolutely fantastic. Also guys, so all of this stuff that you're seeing here, I've got this in one long sequence without any commentary. I kind of sent that out to my Patreon supporters and channel members just as a little extra, and obviously the channel, the video that's going on the channel is one that I kind of talked over and done stuff. So guys, bottom line, SuperStation one is fantastic. If there are any flaws with it, it's not a flaw in the device itself. It's just the limitations of the hardware. For example, now on this hardware, you're not going to be able to run a PlayStation 5. If someone says, I don't want a SuperStation one because you can't run a PlayStation 5 on there, well, the PlayStation 5 isn't going to run on there. It's not going to run on any MiSTer. So you can't really compare that. Hopefully, guys, though, give developers time. You know, stuff that's considered impossible. This core at one point was considered impossible on the MiSTerFPGA. The developer known as SRG320 got it working, got it really well optimized. It kind of started on dual RAM, then it dropped down to single SD RAM. So now in single SD RAM, we have the vast majority of stuff working. But again, it's these 3D fighters where you get some slowdown. I mean, watching this over here, it doesn't look like it's too slow. But again, I don't know these games too well. Definitely Dead or Alive and Fighters Megamix here. The slowdown was super apparent. But all right, guys, I'm going to kind of wrap up this video. Let me know what you guys kind of think. Are you interested in, so what I can do is I can use this video that I've done already. I'm going to back it because it took me a bit of time to do. What I could do is I could add a dual SD RAM to the mix as well, maybe at the top, and we can run these games and you can see the speed differences between a dual SD RAM MiSTerFPGA setup and a single SD RAM setup. Do let me know if you're interested in seeing that, and I will get around to that at some point. But in the meantime, guys, this is amazing, right? What I'm showing you over here is just something that you can't fully get yet. Hopefully that will change in the future, but there's a heck of a lot more to enjoy on there. I like my arcade stuff. I like my 8 and 16-bit stuff, and it plays that flawlessly, as good as any other MiSTerFPGA out there. Anyway, guys, be awesome to one another. Play more games. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.